Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the often misunderstood world of introverts.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area.
Our guide for this is Jenn Granneman's fantastic book, The Secret Lives of Introverts Inside Our Hidden World.
It's incredibly insightful.
And our goal here, our mission, if you like, is to cut through those common misunderstandings, maybe uncover some surprising truths about what introversion actually is.
And hopefully equip you, the listener, with some practical ways to better understand yourself or maybe the quiet, powerful people in your own life.
Absolutely. And this mission, it comes from a really personal place for the author, Jenn Granneman, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. She shares this powerful story about always feeling, different, almost broken in a way. And it all came to a head, apparently. A complete breakdown moment where she just found herself frantically typing everything out, all her feelings, into a Word doc in the middle of the night.
Wow, just pouring it all out.
Exactly. And that raw outpouring, it wasn't just venting, it led to this huge aha moment for her.
She realized.
She realized she wasn't broken or messed up. She was an introvert.
And that realization sparked something pretty big.
It really did. In 2013, she started Introvert Dear. Initially, it was an anonymous blog.
Right, so she could just write freely about her life in what felt like this very extrovert-focused world without worrying about judgment.
Precisely. And her core mission became really clear. She wanted to tell other introverts, loud and clear, it's okay to be who you are.
And to help others avoid that feeling of isolation she'd experienced.
Yeah, and what's amazing is how that blog, just born from her own experience, has grown. It's now this major online platform.
Bringing together voices from all over.
Hundreds of introvert voices from around the world. It really shows how many people connect with that feeling of being misunderstood. It built a real community.
So let's connect that back. What is introversion, fundamentally?
Yeah.
The book draws a really important distinction right away.
It does. It stresses that introversion is a basic temperament. It's something you're essentially born with, like your baseline wiring.
Okay, so it's innate. How's that different from personality?
Well, your personality can change. It can evolve over time, based on your experiences, your job, just growing up. But temperament, that's seen as more stable.
Got it. And this isn't some rare trait, right?
Not at all. Introverts make up a huge chunk of the population. Estimates range from 30 to even 50%.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, and they contribute massively to the world, often in quieter, less obvious ways perhaps, but significantly.
And there's a biological aspect too.
Yes, the book mentions research suggesting introverts might have a less active dopamine reward system right from birth.
Dopamine.
Yeah.
The reward chemical.
Exactly. So big social events, lots of external stimuli, they might not trigger that same dopamine rush for an introvert as they would for an extrovert.
Which helps explain why those situations can feel draining rather than energizing. Their brains are just wired differently for reward.
Precisely. And you can often see these tendencies really early on. The book gives some great examples.
Like which ones?
Well, there's Jessica, a kid who just naturally preferred playing alone or maybe with just one or two close friends. Or Richard, who was completely obsessed with books, felt a bit lost when talk turned to, sports or sneakers.
Okay, I can picture that.
And Nicole, who was apparently so quiet as a baby, her parents could leave her with toys.
And she'd still be there.
Exactly, just happily content in the same spot, quietly engaged.
So this raises a question people often ask, I think. What if something tough happens? Like, say you were bullied, or you go through a bad breakup. Can that make you an introvert?
That's a really good point. The book clarifies this well. Trauma or difficult life events can definitely shift your personality. You might become more withdrawn, maybe less trusting for a while.
Sure, that makes sense.
But they don't fundamentally change your innate temperament. That core wiring, whether you're introverted or extroverted, seems pretty set from early on. The way you react might change, but the underlying preference doesn't.
Okay, that distinction is key. Temperament versus personality changes. Now, let's get into the tough part, the misconceptions. Because they are everywhere, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes, even within the introvert community itself, people might mistakenly label their introversion as shyness, or even something more serious like depression or anxiety.
Or just assume it's a mental illness, which is totally wrong.
Right. Jenn Granneman even shares her own stories of people being shocked she could hold a conversation.
But you're not an introvert. I've seen you talk to people.
Exactly that. It just shows how deeply ingrained these stereotypes are.
Okay, so let's tackle these head on. Myth number 1. Introverts are antisocial or rude.
The classic. The book uses Jill's high school experience here. Her parents just didn't get her need for alone time. They thought it was a problem.
So she felt pressured.
Totally. She ended up trying to fake being an extrovert.
Yeah.
And predictably, it just made her feel awful, like she was defective somehow.
That's heartbreaking. And so common, I bet.
It really is. So many introverts in the book, Shelby, Bonnie, Aiden, Emily, they all echo this. Needing alone time isn't about hating people.
It's about energy management.
Exactly. It's like recharging your phone battery. You just run out of social energy and need solitude to power back up.
Aiden's point was really interesting, too, about performing extroversion because of social anxiety.
Yeah, that's a crucial nuance. Sometimes what looks like outgoing behavior is actually a coping mechanism for anxiety, not genuine extroversion. Inside, they might still be quiet and drained by it.
Okay, next one. Myth. Introverts lack passion.
Right. Leanne Chapman talks about this, how people see her as unemotional just because she doesn't do big, loud displays of excitement.
But the passion is there, just expressed differently.
Absolutely. The book emphasizes that introverts feel passion deeply. It might come out through their activism, their writing, their art.
Or even just, like the book says, well-placed silence. A quiet intensity.
Exactly. Leanne says there's a lot going on deep inside. It's just not always visible on the surface in the way society expects.
It really makes you question how we define passion, doesn't it?
It does. It's not always about volume.
Okay, and building on that. Myth. Introverts hate people.
You hear quotes like that Charles Bukowski one about feeling better when people aren't around?
Yeah, and you think, oh, that's all introverts.
But the book pushes back hard on that. It points out how many introverts actually choose careers that seem really extroverted on the surface.
Like what?
Social workers, teachers, doctors, even IT project managers. Jobs that involve helping people directly.
So they do enjoy connecting with people, just maybe in a different way.
Precisely. They find real meaning in helping others, even if the constant social interaction itself is tiring. Like Karen, the IT manager helping people with tech.
Or Vanessa, the social worker who loves hearing people's stories.
Yeah. It shows a deep connection to humanity, just maybe expressed more through focused one-on-one or meaningful interactions rather than large-scale mingling.
This leads perfectly into the next one. Myth. All introverts are shy. This must be the biggest confusion.
It really is. They are two completely different things. The book uses great examples.
Like Bill Gates.
Yep. Clearly an introvert, spends a lot of time thinking and reading alone, but shy? Not really. He speaks publicly all the time.
And on the other side?
Barbara Streisand. Probably a shy extrovert, loves performing, gets energy from the crowd, but famously struggled with crippling stage fright, which is rooted in shyness, that fear of judgment.
So introversion is about energy, shyness is about fear.
Exactly. You can be an introvert who isn't shy, or a shy person who is actually an extrovert. Or both, or neither.
Okay, that's clear. And finally, myth. Introverts don't know how to have fun.
Haha. Yeah, the introverts are boring, Meth. Virginia's perspective in the book is great here.
What does she say?
Basically, introverts just have a different definition of fun. It's not that they hate parties inherently.
It's just that they might genuinely prefer quieter things.
Right, like binge watching a great show, getting lost in online gaming, reading a good book, or having a really deep chat with just one close friend. That's their kind of fun.
And it's okay for them to say no to the big party if that's not their thing.
Totally. Okay. Virginia emphasizes that. They can be as fun as any other person, but in a different way. It's about respecting your own needs and energy levels.
That's so important. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk about the introvert hangover.
Oh boy, yes. This is very real.
It's not about alcohol, right?
No, not at all. It's described as becoming genuinely physically unwell if an introvert overextends themselves socially. Too much stimulation, too much interaction.
Wow. Physically unwell. What does that feel like?
The book describes it as this overwhelming, almost desperate urge to just be alone. Your brain feels foggy, like it's stopped working properly.
Speech can get slurred even.
Yeah, apparently. Not from drinking, just from sheer mental exhaustion and overstimulation. Jenn Granneman's Oktoberfest story is intense.
Right, she felt totally exhausted, overwhelmed, anxious.
All the new people, the noise, the language, the food. It just overloaded her system until she desperately needed silence.
So what's the cure?
Simple, but crucial. Alone time. That's the only way to recharge the batteries.
But it can be tough, right? That fear of missing out.
Definitely. Rachel's story captures that inner conflict, perfectly wanting to be social, but knowing you need that downtime for self-care. It's a constant balancing act.
So are there ways to prevent hitting that wall?
Yes, thankfully. The book suggests practical things, like taking mini breaks during social events.
Like stepping outside for a few minutes.
Or just finding a quiet corner to people watch, soak in some silence, even setting a phone alarm as a reminder to check in with yourself. How am I feeling? Do I need a break?
And being proactive about scheduling alone time.
Absolutely critical. Scheduling that sacred alone time, making it non-negotiable.
Which leads us beautifully into the power of solitude itself. It's not just about avoiding hangovers, is it?
No, it's so much more. The book argues solitude is actually a powerful tool for engaging more deeply with the world.
How so?
It allows introverts space to think deeply, to process things without interruption. Their brains can stop multitasking.
I read that Harvard research mentioned how even just sharing an experience can steal brain power.
Exactly. It's harder to have those really rich, nuanced thoughts when you're also processing someone else's input. It's like Rumi said,
A little while alone in your room will prove more valuable than anything else.
that could ever be given you. It's that space for deep internal work.
And it's linked to learning, too.
Yeah, research by Aram and Roxa suggested students who study alone often do better and retain more. That focused, uninterrupted processing seems key.
And for self-discovery.
Hugely powerful. Andre Solo's story is amazing, biking 4,700 miles, mostly alone.
Wow.
And during that immense solitude, he gained incredible clarity about his life, his purpose, his dream of writing. That quiet time let him hear his own inner voice.
So how do we actually do this? How do we embrace solitude in our busy lives?
The book suggests starting small, maybe a mini weekend retreat, even just an afternoon, or consciously choosing to go to a restaurant or a movie alone sometimes.
Instead of always feeling you need company.
Right, making different choices when you're on your own, actively carving out that space.
I love the example of Jeremy Messersmith, the musician.
Oh yeah, the indie rocker. He schedules his alone time on a joint calendar with his extroverted wife.
That's brilliant. It avoids misunderstandings.
Totally. It ensures he gets that essential time to write, to play with ideas, just to be himself without the social algorithms, as he puts it, without feeling he has to perform.
And for any extroverts listening, that's such a key point. An introvert needing space isn't rejecting you.
Not at all. It's vital self-care for them. It helps them regulate their energy so they can actually show up better when they are with you.
Okay, let's talk relationships. Introverts socialize differently, preferring depth.
Depth over breadth, exactly. They value those tiny moments of real connection much more than hours of superficial small talk.
Which they often find kind of awkward
Yeah.
and authentic.
Yeah, often. They crave conversations where people are actually sharing real thoughts and feelings, getting beneath the surface.
So how do you get there? How do you skip the weather chat?
The book suggests tactics like asking why questions, not just what questions, going a level deeper.
Or sharing a little bit about yourself first.
Kind of like putting feelers out, seeing what the other person connects with, and just daring to be a bit more honest, tactfully, of course. Peeling back the layers invites others to do the same.
What about dating? That seems uniquely challenging for introverts.
It can be. There's often that worry, am I too weird, too quiet, too quirky to be loved? And the book really advises against faking an extroverted persona when dating.
Because it's exhausting and not sustainable.
Exactly. It backfires eventually. What introverts really seem to look for is a partner who gets their need for space.
Someone whose presence is actually energizing, not draining.
Right. And someone who appreciates those quiet moments together, not constant chatter.
What about when two introverts get together? Introvert relationships.
There are definite perks. Amy's story highlights that easy understanding, that effortless space giving, like both reading quietly in the same room, totally comfortable.
But there's a potential downside too.
Yeah, the main risk is isolation. If both partners prefer staying home, they might end up rarely going anywhere or doing anything.
Neglecting friendships or outside activities.
Potentially. It's about finding that balance between cozy comfort and becoming too withdrawn as a couple.
And when problems do arise in relationships, communication can be a sticking point for introverts.
It often is. They might tend to process things internally, really battle with feelings privately, rather than expressing them openly right away.
Which can look like they don't care.
Exactly. It can easily be misinterpreted by a partner who needs more immediate verbal processing.
This can lead to issues and conflict too, right? The whole fight, flight, or freeze thing.
Introverts might lean towards flight, avoiding conflict, or freeze, shutting down, if they feel overwhelmed or need time to think.
Whereas successful couples focus more on
Problem solving, forgiveness, using the conflict, even though it's uncomfortable, as a chance to understand each other better and grow.
Boundaries seem important too, especially with extended family. Yvette's story with her loud in-laws.
So relatable for many, I imagine. Her extroverted family thought she was rude for needing downtime.
Until she learned to be more blunt.
Yeah, she learned to put her foot down and clearly state her needs, even if it meant skipping some family events. She calls it healthy selfishness.
Which is really just self-preservation.
Absolutely. And the key is often how you communicate those boundaries. Specific, positive requests work better.
Like, next time you're late, please call me, instead of just complaining.
Exactly. Showing appreciation when your partner respects your needs is huge too. And when you do have to say no, try to show empathy, maybe offer an alternative.
But ultimately, stand your ground if no is the answer.
Right. Don't budge if it's something crucial for your well-being.
Okay, let's shift to the workplace. The book argues introverts make seriously awesome employees and leaders. Why?
Well, primarily because of their ability for deep, concentrated thinking. They can focus intensely, which often leads to really novel solutions and brilliant ideas. They can outperform brainstorming groups sometimes.
Because they're not just reacting to the loudest voice.
Exactly. They're processing more deeply. Plus, their emotional intelligence, their EQ, is often very high.
Which is increasingly valued, isn't it? More than just IQ sometimes.
Definitely. It means they can be great mediators, really understand team dynamics, navigate difficult emotional situations calmly because they listen and observe before reacting.
And they tend to be stable employees.
Yeah, that preference for stability and focused work is a real advantage in a job market with high turnover. They often bring loyalty and deep commitment.
But it's not all easy. What are the common struggles at work?
Oh, plenty. Having to be on all day socially can be incredibly draining, constantly making small talk.
Playing nice even when you prefer directness.
That too. Getting lost in thought during meetings, struggling to jump into fast-paced discussions.
Anxiety about group projects or open plan offices.
All of that. It can be a daily grind navigating an environment often designed for extroverts.
So what strategies help? How about self-promotion? That feels awkward for many introverts.
The key is reframing it. It's not bragging, it's simply telling the facts.
Backing up your accomplishments with specific results, quoting positive feedback.
Exactly. Make it objective, let the results speak.
And networking, the ultimate introvert nightmare for some.
It can feel like it, but the book shows it's a learnable skill. John's story is great. He networks frequently, but frames it as aligning with his purpose. Helping people.
So finding your reason to be there.
Right. Or Trina Razavi, who learned networking to raise capital and ended up getting a huge job offer through her connections. It can pay off, even if it's uncomfortable.
How about getting noticed in meetings? Speaking up when ideas are flying fast.
Building strong one-on-one relationships with key people beforehand helps a lot. Your allies are already established.
And in the meeting itself.
Let go of needing the perfect sentence. It's okay to and Just get your idea out there, maybe raise your voice slightly or even gently interrupt if necessary.
Or buy time. Let me think about that.
Perfect. And then follow up with your well-thought-out points via email later. Play to your strengths.
This all seems to come back to that crucial skill, saying no.
It really does. J. Lee Hazlitt's experience with overcommitment is such a powerful lesson.
What did she realize?
That the guilt of saying no up front is way less painful and much shorter-lived than the guilt and stress of backing out of a commitment later on.
So saying no is actually the first step to managing your energy and focusing.
Absolutely. It's fundamental self-care. It lets you clear the clutter and dedicate yourself to what really matters to you.
Okay, let's dive into maybe the most intriguing part. The introvert's inner world.
Yes. The book describes it so vividly. It's not empty space. It's this rich, complex landscape inside.
Serving different purposes for different people.
Exactly. For Andrea, it's an adventurous escape. For Gada, a place of comfort. For Jeremy Messersmith, a salvage yard for creative ideas.
Marissa sees an ever-changing landscape of stories and what-ifs. Mike feels a rushing body of water of emotions and thoughts. Lauren finds a fountain of confidence.
It's so intricate and personal, sometimes hard to even put into words, but incredibly vibrant.
And this inner world seems strongly linked to creativity.
Very strongly. Something like 74% of introverts surveyed felt their nature boosted their creativity.
Why is that? Solitude again?
Solitude is huge. It allows for that deep concentration needed for creative work. conserves mental energy. Figures like Picasso, psychologists like Eysenck, they all noted this link.
Plus, introverts are often great observers, right? Noticing details.
They soak things in, notice subtleties others might miss, and all that observation feeds their rich inner world, sparking unique ideas and connections.
We see it in people like Shonda Rhimes, Jeremy Messersmith again, using that quiet time for exploration and expression.
Their creativity often blossoms in that internal space.
But there's a downside to this rich inner world.
There can be. Overthinking. Rumination.
Ah, yes. Getting stuck in thought loops.
Exactly. Replaying conversations, worrying endlessly about the future. It often stems from that tendency toward self-consciousness.
Jill's example was funny but scary, jumping from a song lyric to planning her own funeral.
Right. It shows how quickly the mind can spiral. And this isn't harmless. It can lead to anxiety, depression, just getting stuck and not taking action.
And research shows it impacts mental health, productivity, sleep.
Definitely. It's a real drain. But the book offers a practical tool. Diaphragmatic breathing. Deep belly breathing.
How does that work?
Simple technique. Hand on chest, hand on stomach. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your stomach rise. Breathe out slowly through your mouth. It helps anchor you in the present, calms the nervous system.
A simple way to break the thought spiral.
It can be really effective.
So as we pulled all these threads together, the main takeaway isn't about changing who you are.
Not at all. The core message is embracing your introversion. Learning to leverage those unique strengths, not trying to become an extrovert.
It's like that idea, what makes us weird also makes us wonderful.
What makes us weak also makes us strong. It's about owning all of it. Authenticity.
And a big part of that is learning to speak up for your needs, isn't it? Especially for empathetic introverts.
Yes, that can be so hard. Past experiences of feeling weird or inconvenient can make you hesitant. Lauren's realization was key, realizing she could actually ask others to change behavior that negatively impacted her.
It takes courage, but it builds self-respect.
And ultimately, stronger, more honest relationships. It's essential.
And the final encouragement is to live fearlessly.
Which doesn't mean never feeling fear. You probably will.
It means choosing not to let fear dictate your actions.
Exactly. Remembering that feelings of fear are just that, feelings. You have the power to choose your response, to act in line with your true self anyway.
Wow. We've really covered a lot, from the roots of introversion to its power in relationships, work, creativity. Understanding that for introverts, true connection often means knowing what's really going on inside you.
It's about valuing that inner world.
So, for our final thought today, what if we all, introverts and extroverts alike, committed more often to asking why instead of just what? What if we dared to share a little more of our own authentic inner landscapes?
What profound shifts might happen in how we understand and connect with each other if we truly started to honor everyone's unique inner world? What new depths could we unlock?